If you're wondering why I'm in this really beautiful garden, I'm in Malibu, California to talk about this. This is the Mazda CX-90, which is all new from Mazda and is going to take the place of the Mazda CX-9 starting in 2023. In fact, 2023 will be the last year that we see the CX-9. The CX-90 is what we're going to see gracing our roads after that. So how is the CX-90 different from the CX-9? I know there's one number, but it makes a big difference in terms of how you talk about this car. It also makes a big difference in what you get in this three-row, very premium, luxury feeling, family focused, performance focused, also very eco-focused SUV from Mazda. So the first thing that I'll point you to is this detail here. So it's really pretty. It has this sort of arrow looking feel to it. It has this diamond pattern and it says inline six. And this is a 6-cylinder turbocharged engine with 340 horsepower. So plenty of power. Actually, I think more power than we've ever seen in the three-row SUVs from Mazda. That is going to be fun to drive. But I want to point out this paint color. This is a very deep, almost black color, except when you get to the light, and in the light you can see that this is a very red color. In fact, look at how the color of the paint is almost as bright as the tail lights. This color is called Artisan Red, and Mazda has really made a name for itself with its paints. Remember Crystal Soul Red that looked like a foil red paint, and this one is called Artisan Red. It is dark in the shade and bright red in the direct light, and it's pretty gorgeous. Another thing that you'll notice, I love these elegant, very elegant detailed door handles. So I can't go inside this model, but I will take you inside another one. But I want you to notice these door handles, the inline six marker on the side, the wheels, and then this, the front grille. So the front grille is marked by the Mazda badge. I'm going to wave at you because it is just all gleaming surfaces. And in it has this mesh grille. It's made of a gloss black material. It's really elegant and very pretty. You'll see their sensors and their cameras in the grille, but it's all very elegant and very low key. Another detail are the Mazda headlights. These are very much in keeping with the headlights on prior models, which were round and very distinct. It sharpens that shape a little bit, but not a lot. The front grille and the front look of this car are still very Mazda, but also very modern. One of the more exciting things about the Mazda CX-90 is that it has a plug-in electric hybrid version. So but really Mazda has designed the plug-in for performance. So still at 323 horsepower, that is almost 100 more horsepower than you got in the 4-cylinder Skyactiv of the outgoing Mazda CX-9. That's pretty exciting news. But I want to show you this. There is seating for 6, 7, or 8 passengers in this car, and it is bigger, it is longer, it is wider, it has more interior space, and more interior space for everyone. Let me show you what we saw on the inside of the Mazda CX-90. So what do we see in the interior of the Mazda CX-90? Well, this car is brand new for 2024. And it's completely redesigned. So you'll see, first of all, I want you to notice this really beautiful fabric covering on the dashboard. And you'll also see it on the door panels throughout the car. And then there's this really beautiful wood veneer here and chrome accents. You'll see vents here and over on the side, and then this really wide center console. This is designed for a phone. There is a wireless charge pad there. There is a outlet here. There are two outlets right here in the center. So here in the center, this butterfly opening, you see two USB-C ports, and then the control center that we're used to from Mazda. So we have a dial drive here, our volume knob, and other controls here. Downhill descent control, this is an all-wheel drive. A new gear selector, I really like this new gear selector. Isn't this elegant? And then our drive mode selector is there. We have our climate control here. Notice how the climate control buttons actually extend out from this screen. Some things that you'll see that are very familiar, the Mazda logo here, of course, and then the dial for the multimedia system and the screen. Mazda has long believed in keeping the driver's eyes focused here and here, and this screen is actually designed to not be a touch screen. It's far enough away from you so that you're not able to touch it, and that's a safety factor. They want you to be able to just put your elbow on the armrest, your hand on the dial, and select whatever it is that you need on the multimedia system. That it stays the same. This whole design is very different now, and here is our drive mode selector, downhill descent control. I see that. I see our cameras, parking, auto hold. In here somewhere, probably in the screen, is where we will see our electric drive options to be able to put it in drive. I love the way Mazda edits their vehicles. It's not overwhelming in terms of controls and buttons and dials and things like that. It's all designed to be very elegant and very well edited. A new driver information screen here. It's large and it looks really good. And then I want you to notice this. There is also a head-up display, which is larger and has more details than the head-up display in the past. The new steering wheel, covered in leather, and even a few more features. Your seat memory and liftgate controls are here. Here are your ADAS, or your driver assistant safety features are here. iStop and TCS are there. What does the center row hold for buyers of the Mazda CX-90? Well, you get some nice features here. In this model, first of all, I want you to note that these seats are nice and high. I'm going to hop out and show you this, because look how high these seats are. So they're actually up on a little bit of a pedestal there, and they sit up nice and upright. This feels really comfortable. So this is my view, and I feel like I've got really good visibility. I will show you. So I can see, I feel like I'm sitting really high, and I like that because I'm not going to feel car sick. There are controls here for climate. We have heated seats, USB-C ports. There are cup holders here in the center, and then a butterfly opening center console. Very similar to the one you have in the front seat is replicated here in the center console. The second row passengers have these beautiful leather seats. There are lower anchors there. All the same really pretty materials are used in the on the doors here and in the center row. And we have our seats are on a rail, so we can slide them forward or back. This is as far back as it goes. So I'm 5'8". This seat is set pretty far back, so if I were driving, the seat would be set forward a little bit. We have captain's chairs. You can get a bench chair for the Mazda CX-90. They have not announced pricing yet, so we don't know exactly what the trim levels will look like or what the price difference is going to be, captain's chairs versus the bench. But I will tell you that there are some clever details. One, there is a fold-up cup holder here, so you can pop this little thing out and put your cups in it, and then when you need to make space to climb into the third row, there's a pass-through right here. There are also armrests that fold down. Now, I know this is controversial. Some cars don't have the center row armrest and some do. I'm all for the armrest. It does make a little bit of a narrow space for the pass-through here, but send your skinny people back there. So really everything that you need. Another detail is there's a panoramic sunroof here that extends over the center row, not the third row though, and a nice high seating view. So it's an SUV, and one of the things that we love is the high view and the ground clearance. Oh, and you know what else we have back here? We have window shades. They're manual window shades, not electric, so the passenger back here has to put them up or down, but they are a really wonderful thing to have, especially when you have someone in a child passenger car seat who's looking right into the sun when they look out the window. So if you want to know what it's like to get into the third row, let me show you. This trim model has center row captain's chairs with the pass-through. They don't all have the pass-through. So with the pass-through, I can walk back this way and squeeze myself into the third row. Now I will say I just got my shoe stuck. It's not a huge third row, and it does have seating for 3 passengers back here. Our exhibit model, it's not a test model even, these are pre-production vehicles, only has 2 seat belts, but they tell us that this will come with seating for 3. So what that means is you need to put a booster chair, or you need to put somebody here in the center, or you only have 1 passenger back here who would like to sit in the middle with and stretch their legs out in the aisle here. Well, then that is a possibility, and that's actually a nice little detail. Now, you don't have to just use the pass-through to get in. You saw that that was not the most comfortable way to get in. You can pull the tab on the shoulder of these seats, and they slide and they tilt pretty far forward. Now, with the slide and tilt, you'll be able to move that forward with a forward-facing child passenger car seat attached, or with the base for an infant seat attached. Either one of those, you'll be able to slide and tilt that seat forward as long as you're using the latch. Now let's talk about the latch system. I do see that there are latches in both of these seats. There are latches on the outbound passenger side. On this seat here has the lower anchors. There are not lower anchors on the driver's side, and they're not lower anchors in the center. So now we are in the 3-row with a console in the center. So I'm going to show you what it's like to get into the 3rd row when you don't have a pass-through and you have to push the seat forward. So first of all, make sure that you move your hand back. And you pull the tab on the seat and it slides and tilts forward, and then you can climb in to the 3rd row, and this will seat 3. And so now I've pulled the seat back to, and actually I think I prefer this way of getting into the 3rd row. That pass-through was really tight, and this was so easy. And there's a surprising amount of legroom back here. So I want you to see, headroom is, it's okay. The curve of the roof line, that's a slope of the roof line, does give you a little less headroom, so your tall passengers might not love it back here as much as your little guys, but the little guys are going to be happy. They have 2 cup holders, they have air vents in the wall here. There are 2 USB ports, there are portal windows here, there are speakers here, and then of course there's the cargo space there. So there's plenty of room, and I'm really surprised at the leg room. This is very spacious, much more spacious than the outgoing CX-9. So if you're really thinking about, should I get the CX-9, should I wait for the CX-90, the CX-90 does have a much more spacious 3rd row. Now let's slide over here where we have, let's see. So this is, the seat is all the way back, and I still have a good, 4 inches, 5 inches of leg room between me and the seat in front of me. So that's pretty lovely. So Mazda will announce pricing on the 2024 CX-90 in February, and it goes into production pretty soon. We'll see it rolling into dealerships in the spring. So we'll be able to drive it pretty soon. We're very excited about that. Now, what are the guesses on what pricing is going to be? Well, the high end of the CX-9 right now tops out at about $42,000. It starts in the low $30,000, and we'll probably see something similar to that, maybe a little bit of a upgrade in price because of the upgrade in the engine, the power, and all the incredible features in the 2024 Mazda CX-90.